Running an agency for Amazon sellers can be very complicated. I would know. I've got access to more than 1,200 Amazon accounts, 400 employees, and 400 different brands I'm actively working with right now. This is a video specifically for Amazon agencies. This is going to give you a specific tip that's going to help you on your journey, specifically how to handle access to accounts. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy, and I've got over 2,000 videos about how to do anything on Amazon. So you're going to want to hit that subscribe button now. All right, let's break this down. You are an agency and you are working with multiple accounts. How do you log in to those accounts? Option one, you could grab the admin email address or have a dedicated email for each of those independent accounts. Well, if you're starting to work with more than 4 clients, 5 clients, that gets super messy. Here's how I do it instead. I have one email for up to 100 accounts. But here is the part that almost every agency owner who's never done this before struggles and gets wrong. They try and set up a brand new Seller Central account, add a bank information, add the tax info, and then try and add that account to 100 different accounts. That's a grave mistake. That's actually going to violate Amazon's policies and get you suspended. You will lose access, and you're going to be looking at weeks of back and forth with Amazon trying to unmantle that. So instead of setting up a brand new Seller Central account, what you need to do instead is simply send an email invite from a current account to that new email. That's it. Add them as a user. So by adding them as a user, it doesn't prompt for a bank account. It doesn't prompt for all of the identity verification unless you're in the European Union. But in the United States, it doesn't. And you can add that single email address to up to about 100 different accounts with zero problems. Now, maybe you're watching this, you're not an agency, and you're just a brand owner with multiple accounts. This is going to be a good tip for you too. Never, under any condition, add the admin email of any Seller Central account to any other Seller Central account. This is imperative because that is a multiple account violation. It signals to Amazon that you're trying to sell on multiple accounts. Now, I've been an Amazon seller for 10, 11 years now, and I've had my email addresses attached to hundreds of accounts. I've never once caused an account suspension. So I know where the lines are, and I've been in those sandboxes. I'm here to tell you, completely fine to add 100 accounts to one email address, but it is never okay to add an admin email to a second account. That is where the line is. Do not pass it. So now that you've got 100 accounts on one email, can you give out that user to multiple people? Answer, yes, you can. Complicated these days. We used to use Google Voice numbers and had the OTP codes automatically prompt to a Slack channel. Those were the days, man. That was like 2021 or before, and it was easy. Today, we use sophisticated 1Password technology where we're logging in and everything's got OTP saved in 1Password, making it very easy to switch passwords without interfering with people's days and so forth. When you get to a scaled agency standpoint, you are shifting between multiple user logins all the time. Even though you have 100 emails, 100 different accounts on one email, you still have to shift because one client's been with you for 5 years and the next one's been with you for 5 minutes, and you're using different email addresses because you have signed up so many clients and you have to balance and hop over to each of those individual emails. So you're going to need to understand OTP on a very intimate level. You're going to need a password manager, and you're going to be able to take the QR code from OTP and save it to your password managers. A lot of people don't even realize that that is possible. So if you're working at an agency yourself and you have to text message the agency owner to log in to manage accounts, let me tell you, your agency is going to implode very soon. I've heard the stories. Over on my website, if you just Google My Amazon Guy OTP, you're going to see my guide on how to scan QR codes. It's in the login settings, and you go to the OTP section and add new app. And then in there, you can select enter OTP for Authenticator app, and then scan a QR code like this, and it goes directly into the app itself. You can use Google Authenticator, you can use 1Password, you can use LastPass, and many, many other tools as well. I personally like 1Password because of the scale at an agency and the user controls and mechanisms and vaults. But if you don't have a large agency, you could probably get away with Google Authenticator until you hit about 10 people. And at that point, I would upgrade to more of a paid product and plan personally. All right, so that's my guide on email management for agencies. I am going to launch a service and an education course specifically on how to run an agency. Stay tuned for that later in 2023. You'll see my agency guy start popping up. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy, a $20 million grossing annual agency in 2023.